We'll chance the battery. Alright. Right. When you are ready. Dr. Harry?
I apologise how my voice sounds.
Don't worry about that.
His name was Oliver Queen. After 5 years in hell, he returned home with only one goal: to save his city. And to cross over with other heroes as well. Starting in 2012, Arrow became so popular with viewers that it spanned for 8 whole seasons, right up to 2020. What a year. But with such great talent behind the project, Stephen Amell, Katie Cassidy, David Ramsey, John Barrowman, and many more, it was by far one of the strongest superhero adaptations that has ever been put to TV, even spawning an entire mini-universe, the Arrowverse, appropriately named. Spanning shows such as The Flash, DC's Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, Batwoman, Black Lightning, Constantine, and a few more. Sadly, some of them were short-lived than others, and there were even some scheduled that didn't even see the light of day. One thing that fans always loved with these shows, though, was the premise of a crossover event. Something so dramatically powerful that its heroes had to join forces in order to defeat. More often than not, it was Arrow and the Flash that happened, which I always enjoyed seeing. It always made me chuckle. But the big crossover events, the Invasion, Crisis on Earth X, Crisis on Infinite Earths, they all brought so many characters in. There's a particular crossover that I'm still pretty upset they didn't do. It's a simple one, but it would have worked so well. Once to see our green friend here, Tova, with the real Doug, the Batman. A storyline that would have worked so well, but unfortunately was never put into the series. I have been wanting this for many years. I even had a storyline thought up for it, which is exactly what this project is. This is what my crossover would be. A chance to see the Arrow and Batman come together for a really big threat. Well, a fairly dangerous threat, I would say. The basic line of this project is having Batman come in to the Arrow's city, Star City, because one of his rogues villains is in there now trying to make some very dangerous chemicals. Now this, I feel, would have worked perfectly in the show. But since Arrow has now finished, I am going to be the one to make it. I'm drawing up casting, script. I'm even going to try to use different kinds of camera angles, similar ways that the show would have done. And I'm going to try and make this my most ambitious project ever. And I hope that this is going to hit the bullseye just like he did.
Alright. Okay, so it's a short film.
Yeah.
So you're going to make a Batman Green Arrow crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So, let's start off with the kind of elephant in the room, so to speak. So obviously you say it's ambitious. So how long is your short film going to be?
Well, I'm hoping not to make it too long, but the story that I've thought of for it, it feels like it would be at least somewhere between 10 minutes or 15.
So 10 to 15 minute short film. Now, based on what you pitched to me in terms of the kind of concept, So you are going to film a 10 to 15 minute film starring Batman and the Green Arrow set in a kind of DC megacity. Is that right?
Yeah, kind of like an alternate kind of DC world where this actually happens.
Okay. So it sounds very ambitious. So how are you going to get, first of all, costumes for it?
I found a site that does fairly well done costumes of characters, both comically accurate and from other media like movies and TV.
So you have to pay for these, yeah?
Yeah, I can do that.
So what I didn't see in there, I don't know if it's in your project proposal, you got a budget plan. A budget outline for this.
Not yet. I remember there was a template, but I couldn't find it.
So you need to identify in your project proposal that you'll need to have a budget. Okay? What have you thought of what the actual, have you got a script for it to say?
Yeah, it's still being drafted.
Okay.
I got the basis of it though.
Okay. Now, filming locations. Have you thought about filming locations?
Yeah, I thought I'd actually keep it pretty local. I thought with how it starts, it's going to be not Green Arrow and Batman, but Bruce Wayne and
Okay.
Oliver Queen just meeting like normal people. And then I thought, well, the villain that I've chosen is Scarecrow, so I thought I'd make sort of like a sort of noir kind of setting for it. And the very end of my garden is very shrouded in nature, which is
All right.
fit the dark design.
So when you're saying local, now bear in mind, you're setting in a city, an American city. Where are you actually, have you identified any potential filming locations?
Mainly just in my house and in my garden.
Right, okay. So I think if it's going to be cinematic, where it needs to represent what you need to think, you need to think about CGI, you need to think about filming locations, and you need to think about what you could, you know, the new Batman film, for example, was filmed in Chicago, but it's also filmed in Liverpool, Glasgow, and they've been very clever in terms of the way they can create these cities to do it.
Yeah.
So filming, have you identified potential filming locations in your project proposal?
I've got the planning I've got down here. Let's have location scouting on there.
Okay. But we've not quite identified it yet, have we? So obviously you've got a script. So I'm not trying to crush your dreams. I'm just thinking you've got it's 10 weeks now, and you've got a script, you've got to identify locations, you've got to set a budget, and you've got to film it. You've got to film a 10 to 15 minute short film that is going to be convincing enough to be a superhero film. Is this platform where you think the platform to be?
I'm hoping for it to be sort of, or show how much the fans really loved the concept of the crossovers that these shows did.
So where would you like to screen it? Where would you like to put it ideally?
How
are you going to get it to your audience?
I thought I'd start by putting it on YouTube and then
So it's a fan film on YouTube?
Yeah. And seeing how popular it goes.
Okay. Have you identified any research? You know, she talks about the kind of shows in the universe. Have you got any research that you've looked at?
I've got a large amount of it is inspirational.
Okay, so you've got inspirational.
And there's a crossover, I did get the trailers for the crossovers. And I did look at a website that ranked the crossovers from best to worst. And I've got these two that I've read on the characters and an overview of them.
Okay.
I've got primary research, which was a questionnaire I put up on Instagram saying who would watch it.
I think what I'd like to see is some competitor research as well, because you've looked at inspiration, which is fine, but I'd look at some competitor research. So look at I'd expect to see existing YouTube fan films on there look at what they've done in terms of budget, in terms of locations, in terms of costume. How have they got around a tight, small budget with a kind of big concept like this? And then for me, that'd be your starting point, okay?
Yeah.
So that needs to be identified. What's your roles and responsibilities?
Well, my main role is as director and as the arrow as well.
So you're actor, but in terms of technical, you're going to be director.
Yeah,
Okay.
and editing as well.
Have you got any technical research yet?
I did look at I'd also want to try with cinematography as well. There was someone that Dan told me to look at. I can't remember if it's the right one. It was the cinematographer from the Revenant.
Okay.
Because I said that I wanted to look into using natural lighting for a way
Because
to.
all that I would expect to see, you started to look at, we've got lighting, we've got cinematography, how you could make a big concept. Like you see, when making noir, which, what you're working with noir is you're working with shadows, you're working with light and dark, and easily you can kind of disguise locations like that. So that's what I expect to see on there, technical research. So you've identified your role, but you need to start looking into that for me now, okay? You've approached it, I like your pitch, your style of pitching I like. Don't worry about your voice, I like your style of pitching. It's quite engaging, it's fun, it suits you, it suits your content, I like it. But the devil was in the detail, because you give me your concept, and I was like, okay, and then you just stopped. So I'm like, where's the research, where's the... Because you told me about it, I'm going to look at cinematography, I'm going to look at light and dark, I'm going to look at noir, show me those fan films, well, here's a sample of a fan film, this is what I want to read. None of that was in there.